What's your assessment of the GNU so far?
It has failed. How can a minister not go to a place where the president is signing a bill?
South Africa is in uncharted waters. The coalition government, once hailed as a necessary compromise, is already showing deep cracks. But is this a political tablet just passing by? Or are we witnessing the beginning of a collapsing government, with key players pulling in different directions? Budget stalling, and other political parties like the DA openly defying ANC policies. We need to ask, is this coalition a ticking time bomb waiting to explode? Or could it be an opportunity to reshape South African politics? Stay with me as I break it all down.
Understanding the coalition, a marriage of convenience. After the 2024 elections, no party won an outright majority, forcing a coalition government. The ANC, once the dominant force, had to negotiate with other parties to stay in power. Enter the DA, the key coalition partner, but also its biggest contradiction. The DA has positioned itself as the guardian of liberal democracy, while the ANC still holds onto its nationalist policy. This forced political marriage was never going to be easy. DA's independent foreign policy, a sign of deep division. Helen Zille recently made a startling revelation at the Biz News conference. She stated clear as day that the DA has its own foreign policy and the ANC has its own. That's why the DA is going to the US to present its own policies.
If South Africa is to chart a course in these perilous waters, it is obvious that we cannot sit back and allow the ANC to drive our foreign policy in its own party interests. The stakes, simply put, are far too high. That is why the DA sent its own delegation to Washington recently, where we had meetings at a very senior level to ensure that we keep the channels of communication open and provide an alternative perspective to that beamed to the world from Luthuli House. We have to, because the ANC is absolutely determined to keep us out of foreign policy, which we believe will have profoundly negative consequences for South Africa, as it already has. And this won't be the last of the international delegations we will be undertaking to fight South Africa's corner, while the ANC promotes its party interests over South Africa's. But back home, we have had a paradigm shift of our own, and of course that is the GNU.
Let that sink in. The DA, a major player in the coalition government, is operating as if it is in its own government, within a government. This is unheard of. If the GNU is supposed to function as a united front, how does one coalition partner openly defy the other on the global stage? What does this mean for South Africa's credibility? Are we looking at two different foreign policies, one led by the ANC and another by the DA? And if foreign policy is divided, how many other policies are? The consequences, a government in name only. A coalition government is supposed to be about compromise. But how do you govern when your main partners don't even share a vision? Take the stalled national budget, for example, with the DA and ANC constantly at odds. Decisions that impact millions of South Africans are being delayed. Service delivery is suffering. Investors are uncertain. The economy is at risk. And let's be real, if the DA is breaking ranks on foreign policy, what's stopping them from doing the same on issues like economic policy, land reform, or state-owned enterprises? Crisis or opportunity? So here's the big question. Is this coalition doomed, or can it be fixed? Some argue that coalition governments, despite their challenges, bring checks and balances that can lead to better governance. But for that to happen, partners must respect the coalition structure. Right now, South Africa is walking a tightrope. If the DA and ANC continue operating in silos, this government will collapse. And when it does, we will either see a return to a dominant party rule or total political fragmentation. So, what do you think? Can this coalition government work, or are we heading for disaster? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk.
This coalition government is being challenged from all sides. Critics say this is not a solution, but a crisis waiting to explode. Listen to what some of the country's most influential voices have to say about this coalition government. Take the EFF for instance. Julius Malema has been rejecting this GNU and has been very vocal from the word go. He insists that this GNU is between the ANC and the DA. Just listen to what Julius has to say about this GNU.
That is bringing cabinet into disrepute. The president should have fired that minister there and there, because when you are there, you are no longer serving the DA constitution. You are serving the South African constitution. This has failed even in practical terms, not in theory. The Bella Bill exposed these people for what they are: a marriage of inconvenience, a DA-led government. It's not an ANC-led government. It's a GNU. Helen told you, where I went to him, he said, let me lie to them and say it's a government of national unity, because if I tell them straight that it's me and you, they are not going to agree. So it has failed. Whether they are in denial or not, it has failed. They are going to fight on NHI. They are going to fight on NPA, because the reason why you see the Communist Party taking a posture this taking, you must just look at where does Gwede Mantashe stand in all of this.
Right.
That's why the Communist Party does not agree, because they know there is a crocodile waiting to swallow them.
Julius Malema.
MKP2 are not keen in supporting this GNU. Listen to what Colin Makubele had to say about Helen Zille and the fact that this GNU is not about transforming the lives of black people. Just watch.
You don't want to be bullied by the DA, as we see it daily. And it's kind of irritating what Helen Zille is doing. You have a partner that you don't even think twice to go and insult in the media, and or say also, we don't want to hear that. We were hoping that as a government of national unity, you're going to address poverty of the black child, how you're going to address inequality, and how you're going to address unemployment. But to come and show off on how powerful you are and make it about yourself and a big show, I mean, it makes a mockery out of this whole government of national unity, which, by the way, we warned them, to say, what is this? It's really a government that of neoliberal unity.
Do you think it'll last?
It will not last, because as a wise man say, izozala inkomoni this. What kind of a creature will come out of this GNU? What is it that brings together this GNU? This is just a way of the white minority, the capital, to maintain a power sharing, which is what they wanted since 1994. They wanted a power sharing, not power transfer. And now they have an opportunity once again to go into power sharing to protect what they want to protect, but not to allow black people to be sovereign, to take charge of their lives, to get hold of their minerals, their land, and progress in the manner in which they see fit to progress as a people. So they want to impose themselves into all of this.
It's not only political parties which are concerned about this coalition government. Humanitarian voices are also concerned. This is beyond politics. Just watch what Imitas Suleiman of the Gift of the Givers had to say about this coalition government.
What is your one prayer from this moment today, Dr. Suleiman?
I think the government has made a mistake. I don't think it's a government of national unity. It's a government of selective unity. And I'm saying they should bring in the EFF, they should bring in the MK, because essentially it's one party. EFF, COPE, MK, ANC were one party. This was the liberation movement. Why have you divided yourselves? Why have you split yourself in that manner? We need to overcome the egos, the differences, and go back to our roots and our values for humanity. They need to sit together and solve the problems together.
In a quick word, is this one of the biggest mistakes the ANC is making in this moment?
Yes, I don't think the ANC is thinking clearly. I don't think they're thinking for themselves. I think there's outside influences thinking for them.
Like who?
Foreign powers, foreign governments, corporates. You know, and I think the ANC should go back and look at the friends that they've had. They've been in the trenches. They've done lots of things together. How can you say it's a government of national unity and exclude people that were in the trenches with you? It just doesn't make sense.
My fellow South Africans, South Africa is at a political crossroads. The choices made today will shape our future for decades. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to Inquiry. It's time for more in-depth discussions on South Africa's political landscape. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and be ready for change. Thank you for watching. Take care. Please remember to watch my next video.